Evening Zen Jedis, got a fantastic video for you this evening. We've got Rob from Eagle Golf Apparel. I've recently become a brand ambassador, very proud to represent them. It's an exciting new partnership, just like Zen Golf Mechanics. They're an innovative and very progressive company, so it's excited to see where we're going to go together. You're going to be seeing lots more in future videos and promotions. But tonight we've got Rob. He's only been playing the game 2 years. He's come from a cricketing background. He's already down to 3 handicaps, so he's super talented. But he's hit a bit of a brick wall. And by his own admission, he hits a 7-iron like a 9-iron. So it's high spin, high launch, gives him problems in tricky wind conditions. And what happens with his longer clubs is that he doesn't get the incremental distance. It all kind of groups up a bit. So that gives him a bit of a problem at that end. But you'll see how it quickly changes. His ball flight comes down, much more lower spinning, more penetrating, but you'll see how his body movement changes. And he had his mate Steve there, and Steve had a lesson before him. We showed it last week, and it was really interesting to get Steve's perspective because he plays with him week in, week out, and he could see how Rob's movement was changing, not just the ball flight, but how Rob's movement, his sequencing, and how the swing just started to look so different. Rob was experiencing that. He was feeling more time and space. So this gave him a much more flowing release pattern, much more powerful impact conditions, so he got a more penetrating flight, but overall the swing felt a lot easier. So you're going to see how we got there, the journey we took through the lesson to reorganise the sequencing to get that ball flight that he was looking for. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you take a lot from it for your own game. So Rob,
yes.
Tell me about your game then. So you're off.
So I'm off 3, yeah. My biggest miss is more short, so I get really steep, add loft, so like into the wind I'm clubbing up 3, 4, 5 clubs sometimes.
Okay.
Feel like I get really ahead of it, steep, and then add loft. Like, I had loads of lessons. I was on the mate's Trackman last week, 10 degrees down with an 8-iron, and inconsistencies with like irons. So like I could like flush one 180 with an 160 with an 8-iron, and then but like have an easy carry and not make 135 type thing.
Yeah. What's your stock shot then? Would you say? What
I want to do is like I want to see a little draw, and that's when I'm playing well. It's kind of like just a smooth, just a little draw, and that's what I'm comfortable seeing.
Yeah.
Probably because I come from a cricket background, like I used to have a massive slice. So it's almost just like anti that basically. I don't like seeing it. I'll play a fade if it's a proper fade.
Yeah.
Like I'd happily play that, but it's just like I know that brings back bad memories.
Demons. Right, let's hit a few shots. I'm just going to get a bit of what iron have you got there?
7.
7-iron, cool. I'm just going to get a little bit of data on it. Very sharp. If you look where your hands are in relation to your body and how much you've rotated, but if you look, there's no torque.
Right.
See the white lines horizontal?
Yeah.
So you've got to this point in your backswing through torque from the torso and shoulders.
Yeah.
That's how you're getting back there. You're getting rotations to get back here.
Yeah.
From the upper body. The floor's not, so it's essentially you're not using the floor to help you.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you're not getting the torque from the ground, you're not using your ankles and your hips. They're just reacting now to this.
Yeah.
So they'll look like they're twisting, and they are twisting.
Yeah.
But they're moving in reaction to this. This is the driver.
Yeah.
And the shoulders.
Yeah.
So the way you're getting steep isn't steep through, if you like, through a functional sense of shifting and then low points moving, and you're able to then just release and naturally just hit down. You're getting steeper because you've over torqued with the upper body in the backswing, and then as you're going down now, you're moving with your pressure.
Yeah.
So now to get the power, you've really got to turn the torque on here because you're moving at the same time as your pressure.
Yeah.
It's like my hand's moving at the same time I'm moving my pressure.
Yeah.
It's like I can't get that separation.
Yeah.
It's testament to your upper body strength through your cricket that you strike it like this, and obviously you can play to the handicap you're doing. But what we can do is we can start. We're going into the nuts and bolts, but we can start to reorganise it and create a more efficient chain.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, the sequence. So you're going to bang the board, but you're going to use the rotation of this to bang the board. That's it. Just rotate. Just swing. That's it.
Okay. Go where no man's been before.
Now you're stood upright, just bend forward, and when you bend forward from your hips, if you think about it, if you can bend forward, it's going to allow you to stabilise, to rotate more with your hips. You can really let your hips go. That's it. That's where the torque should be coming from, the ankles and the hips. Different feel?
Yeah.
Notice where your hand path naturally wants to go.
Yeah.
So it's the opposite for you to Steve. You've got a 10-degree down angle of attack, path going miles left.
Yeah.
And now when you create a sequence, your path, notice where the hand path wants to go. Yeah.
To go that way, don't I?
Naturally. It's just more of a neutral path for you. You can then just move around to adapt it easily. But now both hands, and feel how it's like, feel out sequences with both hands. What's that feel like? Different?
Yeah, very different.
Can you see how his lower body is moving?
Yeah, I was just going to say his hips are open, aren't they?
Look at that, everything follows then.
Miles different, yeah.
It's like a reordering of the sequence, isn't it? Because now you've got the torque from you're creating that torque straight away from the ground. You have a couple of shots, Rob, see how it feels. How's that one? How's the finish feel different? Notice where you...
Sue's admiring the shot, mate.
Just hold that finish and just reflect on how the movement felt after you've done it.
Oh, beautiful.
That's awesome, that. What's standing out to you there with the feeling in comparison?
Feeling is the like the depth in the hip, left hip, and then just being able to kind of like fire it, and then just all the sequence just following. I feel like when I really have to kind of try and get in that position, whereas it feels a bit softer.
Cool. Taking that tension out of the shoulders and neck. It's good. Because you don't have to work as hard. It's good, did it that?
Nice.
Easy peasy with you boys, isn't it?
That's awesome.
Arms are just reacting to the sequence, aren't they? Just along for the ride, and you're not having to...
So neutral, that's fly as well, I love that.
Yeah.
Just like a tiny little draw.
You can be creative with that. Try and play more draw, but just talk from the lower body more. It's separating that hips, you recognising that isolation. That's it.
That's a great shot.
The arms just follow, it's a blur, they just trail.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Notice the fly,
It's a rocket.
Penetrated.
penetrate it and less spin.
Yeah, definitely. You can just see it.
Yet it's a free and release, so you've got the natural impact conditions, and your arm path, just like throwing the ball, it's a blur.
Yeah.
You recognise the feel of it, but you know, it's just reacting to all your forces you create from your sequence. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's an awesome ball
Your
flight.
ball flight's
7
coming
iron
down as
flight,
well.
A change rather than 9 iron flight.
It's a massive difference. It's
Yeah.
half the height.
And I mean, I've not put the flight scope on for a reason, because you can start to get attracted to the
Yeah.
distracted by the numbers and get really focused on that. This is just release. That club should be way behind, reacting to that extension. That's it. Your extension creates the snap. It creates the energy for the snap. That's it. Have a few shots now. So you're freewheeling with the torque on the way back, and your timing, the shift, and that extension naturally. It's all a feeling, really. It's just a sense. Oh. That looked explosive, didn't it? Body. That feel different, eh?
Just a bit.
It's like bang. But you're in time. You decide when you want to do it.
We've known forever there's been some power leakages. I think I might be tapping into a few.
Nice shot.
There'll be no more looking behind me, mate. See where you are if you carry on hitting it like that.
You are?
I've been no more looking behind me, see where you are, mate, going into it like that. I'll have to start looking in front of it.
That's ripped.
We have got quite a good friendly rivalry, really, haven't we?
Yeah, it's all
Every time he gets close to me, I put my foot down and start to. Which is why I find you, really. He got close to me, I found you. That's it. I shouldn't have told you, really.
Look at this now. This is different. Look at that profile. No plateau at the top.
Massive
Oh, yeah.
difference.
So now you're unloading.
Yeah.
So you're loading, boom, unloading, and you're going to move, adjust yourself spatially
Yeah.
in response to the shot you want to hit. It's all based around your intention. How's that? All right.
Very good, thanks, mate.
Awesome, that.
Appreciate it, mate. Thanks a
Cheers,
lot.
bro. Thanks very much.
Fantastic.
That was awesome.
Well done, mate.
Enjoyed
Good
it.
to watch
Cheers,
that.
bro. Thanks very much.
Well done, dude.
Coming, guys.
Good to watch,
That's
man.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
look forward to playing about with that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Something to go in on the range now, experiment with,
Yeah.
and use some balance discs, use a football, just take them to the range and do them here, away from it, just
Yeah.
feeling it, step back onto the floor, experiment now, go in and just have a
Yeah.
few shots playing around with that,
Yeah.
and then check.
It'll even be good
Neutralise the
for
fly,
you to
innit?
watch it,
Yeah.
because when you was doing like rehearsing,
Yeah.
like you was trying to feel it, the line wasn't moving, you'd gone back to where you was, but then as soon as you started moving before you hit that last one,
Yeah.
your line was going like that properly, and then you moved your weight across.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to watch it and think,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I don't need that feel.
No.
You just need to go back and do what you're doing, don't you?
Yeah.
And not think about the feel of it.
No, it's good, man.
Because it was mad watching the football because it didn't move. And
No.
I was like, just because he's trying to think to put it there, the board, his weight's not moving now.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it was mad, really.
Yeah.
So
You
you'll
could see
that.
what was going on while he was.
Yeah, it wasn't moving, it just stopped where it was, and then you turn round and started moving it,
Yeah.
which is quite mad, really. So, like you said, you don't feel it, do you? You've got to,
No.
you just got to let it go.
It's in the motion.
You're doing it, let it go.
It's a sense that
Yeah.
the awareness is there, just
Yeah.
trust it.
And he gives himself so much time from the top.
Exactly.
He's got an age anyway, when
Yeah.
you think how quick he moves. You've got a lifetime to deliver it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he can do because he's created the torque from here. The arms are just swinging freely, and they don't have to go this way back.
Well, there's a few.
So
that-
that's.
I don't know if you might have caught it, but there's a few where you weight shift and your hands have only gone about that far, and you've moved. You've got all that time then.
Yeah.
Obviously,
To use all those
wherever you
forces.
want to put it. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
crazy.
Yeah. That's what they're saying to him. Like, by the time it's there, they're already like unloaded, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's already set up,
Yeah.
and that's why you've got a feeling for what you're going to do before you even do it. You know how you know what this release feels and the sequence feels like.
Yeah.
All you're doing is just familiarising yourself with it with the swing.
Yeah.
I know how this feels, and boom, you're in there
Yeah.
and react. Cool, brilliant, well
Yeah.
done.
Awesome, well done.